Hey everybody, I'm Liz Ferry.
Hey guys, I'm Joey.
And welcome to another WIP Wednesday stream. We're just going to jump right in because we don't have that many whips this week. Last time I showed you guys this, the way that I did it, I curled it way looser, the curls, so now it's a lot more super tight, super thick curls, and I just love the way that this is turning out.
Yeah,
and it has so much more hair now too, so it looks really pretty and like full. And all of these hairs at the back that are straight are actually the hairs that I showed you guys last time. But the curl was so loose compared to these new curls that I made that I actually just straightened them, and I'm going to curl them again using this technique instead. And actually some of these hairs I have already done, so some of these are the same curls that I made last time, except I undid them by straightening them and then I re-curled them. So yeah, a few of them, like this one here and like a couple of the ones up here at the top, which some of them are a little less curled at the bottom.
But still, they came out really nice.
Yeah, they blend a lot better now than they did before.
When there's all the newer ones.
So I still have to do all of these curls, and then I need to add a bunch of new ones to the back of the head and fill in the rest of the hairline in a couple of spots. But I'm super happy with the way this technique is turning out compared to how it looked before. I was making this this dress for this doll, but last time I had made it just way too big for the lower half, so it was kind of just like popping out way more at the back than this doll actually had the body shape to fill out. So it just looked a little bit like
couldn't fill it out completely.
Yeah, it just looked
for how big you made it.
Yeah, it just looked a little bit funny. So I actually just frogged it and redid it again. And then once I finished with that, the next thing I'm gonna do is put some lace at the bottom for like a couple. I want to say inches, but it's not really inches. Scaled inches.
Yeah, relative to if this was a full-size person.
Because I haven't finished the skirt yet, and it just takes a long time to pull the dresses off and put them on the doll. So I'm just gonna show you the progress so far. So I've started on the second tier of the color change of the rose quartz dress, and I have one more tier to go after this one. I have a couple more rows of this left to do. I was just going to do one more row, but now that I'm looking at it, I almost think that it's going to end up too short if I just do one more row. So I think I'm probably going to take it down a couple more than I expected. But, so since we are showing this rose quartz dress, maybe we should move on to our other flower-themed dresses.
Yeah, no, these look super nice.
So here's what the finished dress will look like. So it's this multi-tiered flower petal dress that I made for this fairy doll.
Yeah, it's super cute.
And I just figured out a different way of doing the leaves, which I'm going to show you guys in a little while. But first, let me show you some of these tiered petal skirts. This is the first one I made after the prototype. So it's got a little bit of a different color change style, and obviously the colors are just really different from each other. Those are the first two that I made, and then I just finished with this one here, which is also it's more of a similar color change style than this one. I want to try to make another version of this one using the techniques that I started using in this one. So here's this just plain straight rose that I've been working on, and I did this using the same method, but this is just a straight rose instead of a flower dress. And I figured out a new way of doing the leaves at the top of the flower that I really like, that's quite different than what I did for this one, where you see these flowers are just kind of hanging, or the leaves are just hanging loose like the petals are. But for this one, I connect at the bottom of the dress and like swoop up this way.
They look a lot more leaf-like.
Like it's shaped more like an actual leaf.
You can fill in the structure with your eyes the way it's.
But I feel like it's
formed.
I feel like this is going to be a lot easier to make into the skirt. Because of the way that these are made, there's a lot of bulk that gets added with the multiple tiers, so you can see there's like a whole lot of space here.
And especially where it connects at the hips, it's like a big solid chunk of fabric.
And then the other thing that was kind of cool about this is that I used a much thinner yarn, and I think it would also be kind of cool to see what it would look like to make one of the dresses with this type of yarn.
It's almost like a sheer, like lacy type.
It looks more lacy.
Kind of.
Yeah, so also that it would look more like a natural, like flower petal type of texture, because obviously flowers aren't this stiff. If you have been following my channel, you might know that I have been working on a Steven Universe pattern. And here is the original shirt that I did a while back when I did the live stream for it originally. But I figured out a couple of other techniques to make that star just look a lot cleaner. And just the difference in the star shape, you can see it so much more clearly.
Definite lines, and even the proportions of the star are a lot more equally spread.
Yeah, I like how this looks a lot better now. And also, the last time I showed you guys this Steven and Stevani, they didn't yet have their gems, and now they do, so there's Steven's gem. So the tutorial for the star shirt and for sewing on Steven and Stevani's gem is going to come out at the end of the week, so if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and check out that video. Yeah. It'll be out on Friday. Or both of those videos will be out on Friday,
adding
actually.
The zippers to the jacket.
Oh, yeah, and if you guys are interested in how to make this jacket, that tutorial already came out. Or just the general jacket tutorial, that already came out. And adding the zipper onto the... I always
love the way that multimedia looks. Whenever you add different texture, it just adds a whole new level.
Yeah, and it is a fully functional zipper,
so it can zip closed.
It would be cool to try to make another Stevani, but with the hair, techniques that I've been working on lately. Right. With, the brushed out hair.
Right.
But
because that looks good.
I do like how this one looks, too. I think this is a perfectly good Stevani, but it would be cool to make another one. And the Steven as well.
And the Steven with the
the Steven with the Steven with the really, really curly hair would be really cute. And also it would be cool to try to make a garnet, but that's really curly hair.
I know,
that would be a mission.
Advanced level, because it's not only curls, but it's you have to be able to get that
it has to be in that
structure.
In that perfect square shape too.
I
bet you could probably block it into shape if you had enough hair. If you just put a ton of hairs and just packed it all in.
Right.
And then just block it into a ball and then trim it into a square.
A square
or maybe you could just block it straight into a square.
Give her
with
a little cardboard hat to put on her head.
I wondered if that would work. I should try that. So I just have these couple of figures that I've been working on. They're new body types that I've been working on. And this one I've shown on the stream before, so if you're interested in the progress. I think that all I did was sew this arm to her body. And then this guy too, who I've almost finished writing his pattern for, and I just finished making this arm, which actually is hollow right now. I haven't stuffed it yet.
Yeah.
So...
Big beefy dude structure.
Yeah, let me pull I actually tied his arm to his body.
It's one of the ways you keep your arm from floating away. Just tie it to your body.
He's probably also going to be a fairy. So, we'll see what to put on him. I'm thinking of putting a mask on him.
Yeah, no, he's got
beautiful eyes.
Yeah, he's got those piercing eyes.
Yeah, so I think he would look really pretty in a mask.
It wouldn't be lost underneath a mask.
I think it would stand out so much if I put a mask on him. But yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on what to dress this guy as, leave that in the comments.
There's the story behind...
Yeah, so
the story behind the pig.
This pig who is she's not currently dressed.
Needs a bit of explaining.
But I have this Miss Piggy that I've had for a really long time. But I got her because I really love the Muppets, but she was so awful. Her dress was so bad, and her shoes, you can see her shoes are these... and this bright orange underwear. All of her clothes matched with the pieces that are currently on her. Let's just put it that way. So it was not a good dress.
Not the most tasteful for Miss Piggy.
Yeah, it was not. I feel like it was inaccurate to her character, so I kind of just got rid of that. And I've been trying to work on putting her in a different outfit for a long time, and I just haven't really gotten around to completing one. And then every time I finish part of it, it's the last piece will break, because I was kind of making it out of scrap fabric.
Right.
So now I'm going to make her just a really nice outfit. And I finished one glove already. The other thing that was really challenging was her hands actually used to be made of this awful gloves that matched with this outfit, but I've actually chopped her hands out and made these crochet hands to replace them, and I'm making these gloves to replace those old gloves, which I think are already like such a marked improvement on what she used to have. They're not sewn completely on yet, like you can still see her finger.
Well, and the material of those old gloves,
it was so bad.
They had like something painted on them that was essentially flaking off by this
it
point.
looked so they were pretty gross.
Yeah.
And like it was just like teal with orange fluff, like it was really bad. And then these pearls are not the original pearls that she had either. They were like plastic, like with a coating, and also those were flaking off by this time.
Where it's like you could see the plastic behind the white paint practically.
So like I've replaced them with these nice glass beads.
Oh, those look really nice.
And now I'm going to work on making her outfit. But then the other thing that I've been working on is I've been like working on making her a new wig, because you might also notice she's got this crocheted wig cap because her hair was equally awful. It was really bad quality and cheap, and like after a while her bangs just started to get really wiry and like they kind of like curled in, like the edges, like I guess it's because I used to live in LA and I had a really hot bedroom, so she just fried up, because her hair was really
literally
cheap.
Just melting.
So I'm going to replace her hair. I've actually replaced her hair once before. I like used like an old Barbie doll hair, but I think that kind of just got like super matted or like gross, so I just cut that out as well. So I'm gonna try doing just sewing on some wefts. I've been making these platinum wefts so that she can have kind of more of like her original like 1960s 1970s hairstyle of just like loose curls, because that's like one of my favorite Miss Piggy hairstyles. But there's one part of her hair. I've got like quite a few wefts going, so I think that's gonna look so much better.
Yeah,
than what her hair used to look like.
Even just with that first one laid down for the bangs, like it looks really nice.
Yeah, I really love the way that this looks compared to like it's night and day compared to like the cheap like hair that she had that just came with her. I've got quite a few wefts already done. They're just ready to be sewn in place. But yeah, she's looking real good. Like, she's never looked this good. My Kermit the Frog doll is going to be very happy. But yeah, she's looked silly for years, and I just always felt bad about it because she had this orange fluff all over her and like flaky teal gloves that looked real cheap, and I was just like, she wouldn't like that.
I know, it's out of character.
It's very out of character. The other thing that I'm thinking of doing is like modifying her body a little bit, because like I just don't like how this orange underwear thing looks, or really like just the shape of her body isn't really accurate to the character. She's like too skinny and like not curvy enough, and like I don't know, and then the legs are just like flat sewn on. Like I think I'm gonna modify her body as well and just make her like look really accurate, I guess, to what she actually looks like.
Yeah, so this Miss Piggy's getting a complete makeover.
And I guess I'll be updating this Miss Piggy every once in a while on the WIP Wednesdays, so we can see how she's coming along.
Check back and see how Miss Piggy's evolving.
So this one's a bit of a short stream. Yeah, let me get all these.
Thanks again for anybody that's come to join us and is watching right now.
Yeah, thanks a lot for watching, you guys.
Or anybody here in the archive seeing us after we've recorded.
So, here's the Cuphead and the Mugman that I've been working on. If you guys were here on Sunday, we did our Cuphead stream while I was working on this Mugman and finishing him up a little bit. He isn't quite finished yet. He still needs his shoes, and that's about it. But I've done all the detail work on the face. Oh yeah, and his straw, that's right, I forgot. He needs his straw.
Yeah, he might get thirsty.
But yeah, these guys are really close to being done. And, if you guys are interested in me making a tutorial for these guys, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section, or you can leave that in the chat. Because at the moment, it's just on Patreon. The pattern, the rough draft pattern that I currently have is just on Patreon. And if you guys are interested in me making a tutorial about that, then I can totally do that at some point.
Because those came out they're clean, man. They came out really,
Here, let me show you guys a closer view.
Yeah, let's get a little closer.
Let's get a nice angle on their faces. I love that. I just love how they look on camera. I was not expecting it to look that good.
And then here's the side of the face.
Yeah, the side of the face that
you
you
never see while you're playing. This is facing the opposite side.
Doesn't have quite the same.
Yeah. But no, these look really, really nice.
But yeah, they came out really good on. They came out really good considering this is like the first time I've made both of them. I made a couple of changes to the pattern after I made Cuphead, so you can kind of tell the shape of their body is a little different. Cuphead's got a lot more of a flat shape to him, and Mugman's a bit more rounded, which is just because I made Cuphead first and then I made Mugman after, and I kind of decided that like it kind of looks more realistic to the cartoon.
And the classic silhouette of those bodies, they do kind of have that little.
Yeah, they tend to have that.
They have
shape,
kind of a ball for their belly and their butt, and I love how the hands are. I can't get over the little ball for the palm, and then the fingers coming out. Gives the hand a lot of depth. Almost get Cuphead to stand. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he can stand, actually. No, I have totally gotten him to stand.
Oh, there we go.
Nice, there he is. Nice. That's it for us this week.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked what you saw. If there's anything you want to leave in the comments.
Or if you guys are working on any whips of your own, you guys can send me a message on Facebook, or you can @me on Tumblr, or on Twitter, or any of those places. All those links should be in the description. And if you want to keep seeing our WIP Wednesday streams, then you should subscribe and also hit the bell that is next to the subscription button, so that you get notified.
Make sure to get notified whenever
for every time that we're doing a
stuff.
stream. And I believe that's it. So we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Bye.